I used to work the doors and blazers. Anyway, there was I used to work there. I used to have blazers, I had Birches, like I said, in Stockton, and I had all the other clubs boxed off. I had Berlin's, all these clubs I had boxed off everywhere. I had the Grangetown rave. We used to have a rave there, and my mate Kevin Jabalin used to run the rave, and we used to charge people to come in. He did, and I used to have all the ecstasy in there, and we used to be in there. And it used to hold about 400 or 500 people, and it was all rough people from South Bank, Grangetown. Fucking, you never see no snotty nose people. Anyway, I went in one night, never was in there. I had loads of gold then. People will tell you, I used to have fucking tons of gold on me. You see me on the McIntyre and you see me on the 20 grand watch, at 30 grand with the jewellery as well. So anyway, I've gone in there and there's a couple of Geordies in there from not Geordies, from Sunderland. Big lads, proper big lads. Really mouthy cunts in there. So anyway, they've shouting them out, bullying this kid who I knew, and they're only about 12 stone. Lad was going to stab him. So I stopped it. Anyway, they fucking shot them off us. So I said, Emma, get this. I took all my gold off. Gold chain to the ring, took my fucking ring off and everything, and I took my watch off, give it to her, and I got into a fight. I would go outside, instead of being in here, we'll go outside. No, we'll go outside, I would come and go outside now, and they knew I was, fucking shit themselves. Oh, we don't want trouble you, big fellas, proud, we didn't want trouble you. And he said, he said, I'm sorry about this, and fucking asses went, but anyway, they're alright in the end. Calmed them down, and I said, nobody's fucking bullying anyone here. So anyway, we're in there and raving all night. It was great, we used to go in. And one night the cops come, they knew I was in, but my cosmos was on the front, you see. No one would touch that cosmos, no one would touch none of my cars and nothing. Everything was fucking, honestly, I used to rule everything with an iron fist then. So I'd be in the club. But what sometimes I used to do, in case the cop tried to bug it, I'd pay somebody to sit in the car all night for them to give me 100 quid to sit in the car. In case they'd bug the car, the cops, because they'd bugged it before. Bloody cold. I put a track device on my car. I kept guilty, I'll tell you that story another time. But so we're in the rave and the cops come, maybe 30 cops have come and raided it, and I'm sat on the floor. There was no fair to sit, it was just no seats out, there was only a couple of seats in the back. And then, you know them big round things, what you get, where you get wire on them, or for non-building sites, they're massive, look like a big cotton bob. There was a few of them we used to sit on, and there was a bit of a stage thing where the boxing ring would go, we'd pull all the stuff back and put it in the corner. Have the rave on, have the DJ, Mike and the MC in it, it was good. So the cops didn't bother us really, but anyway they come inside to see my car, they were sniffing about me. So they come in, they look around, and went, I'm sat in the car trying to look like hide out the way. They could see me a man off the sides of me. They went, alright Brian, you alright now? Alright officer. Some inspector looked like, anyway they're just looking around. But what they were trying to say is, the people, because we were having the rave clubs, there was thousands of people going to the raves on a Friday and Saturday. So the crime rate dropped down because everyone was on ecstasy. They were all, hey, how are you doing? And all happy and buzzing and stuff like that. But when the cocaine come out, everyone started fighting each other, all in fighting in speed and all that stuff. Not the proper speed, all the cut stuff, and they've ruined it for people. But when the cocaine come out and the crack cocaine come out, that's when everyone started fighting, and the heroin stuff. Everyone started staying in, and all the clubs started going down, and the rave clubs people stopped going to raves, and it just ruined it. But when I was running the doors in the early 80s and up to the 90s, it was brilliant. The rave scene was great. Everywhere you went, people were happy, jumping about. No one was arguing hardly. If there was, it was sorted out with your fists. And people would go and have a proper fight on the field or on the beach or whatever area they were at. Or you'd have a gang and you'd have 6 or 7 youths go fight 6 or 7 of them. Or it'd be like 5 of us fight 8 of them or 9 of them or 10 of them. We'd go around. We started going on the wrecking crew's houses. Some lived in flats, some lived on their own, some lived with the wives, something like that, but we'd wait for them coming out. Like me, and I'd fight them on my own, but I'd have a couple of lads with it because they might have 5 or 6 lads with them. So yeah, we started going around to their houses and fucking stopping it all. And then what happened then is the cops were over the moon in Stockton, because Stockton was just getting fights all the time before we started taking the doors over. And when we stopped the wrecking crew doing what they were doing, they were just walking in the pubs, open up the one-armed bandits, taking the cigarettes out the cigarette. Remember the old cigarette machines? They'd smash them, take the money out, go behind the bar, just open them. But they used to drink them Grolsch. They used to have them Grolsch bottles. They'd fucking try and hit you with them. They'd fucking hurt your head then. But they used to wreck. They were running the town. So we took over the doors and we just marshalled it, and everything it was like the sheriff coming in, you know, like fucking coming into the town, and we just stopped all the trouble, and everyone was going. The town was brilliant. It was chock-a-block, and we used to work with the Maldorman. They dealt with, they were just down the road about 50 yards from us, and we'd back each other up. So yeah, another little story in a day, running the doors, doing the gear and bits and bobs. So just little bits of mix up stories there for you just to have a listen to. Thanks very much for listening to me. Don't forget to push the like buttons. Love yous all. Hope you're all safe.